This is a national day of mourning as the country stops to honor him.
Lawmakers spent the day yesterday paying their respects to Carter at the U.S. Capitol Rotunda. And that is where CBS's Jared Hill joins us live right now. And Jared, you saw lines and lines of people waiting in the bitter cold even to say their final goodbyes, right?
Yeah, Dana and Audrina, and those people are still lining up even as we speak to their final goodbyes to President Jimmy Carter. Today marks the end of the public remembrance for Carter. His funeral scheduled for 10 o'clock this morning Eastern time. And again, you have still, as he lies in state here on Capitol Hill, streams and streams of folks who are coming through to say a final goodbye. In a snow-covered nation's capital, admirers lined up by the hundreds to pay their respects to President Jimmy Carter.
I admired the way that he lived a very humble lifestyle as a president. Among the visitors on Wednesday, President-elect Donald Trump, who met with Carter's family before meetings on Capitol Hill.
They were lovely. They were really very sad, but also they were celebrating because he was a very fine man. I knew him a little bit, but I knew him only as a fine man.
The public viewing for President Carter ends this morning here at the Capitol when his casket is taken just a few miles away to the National Cathedral for a state funeral. President Biden delivering one of the eulogies.
We have one chance to get this right.
The Majestic Church is the second largest in the United States. It's played host to 4 state funerals in the past. Today, roughly 3,000 people are expected to attend the service for President Carter, a program he had part in planning before dying at the age of 100.
This is the heart of what we do, and we're really happy to do it.
Back at the Capitol, lines of visitors solemnly moved past Carter's casket, some inspired by what Carter did after leaving the White House.
He obviously reached the highest office in the land, but then went on to still fight for causes he believed in and continue to try and serve the public.
That public service just part of the century-long legacy President Carter leaves behind. And, we mentioned that President Biden is going to be delivering one of the eulogies for President Carter today. The other 2 were written by men who preceded him in death, but had a close connection. One of them is President Gerald Ford, who Carter beat in the 1976 election, but then they became really close friends for decades after that. And then the other was written by his Vice President, Walter Mondale. The sons of both of those men will deliver those eulogies on their behalf. Back to you.
All right, Jared, thank you so much for that report.